To these my protestations the most holy Virgin answered, My daughter, the world stands much in need of this doctrine, for it does not know, nor does it practice, the reverence due to the Lord omnipotent. On account of this ignorance, his justice is provoked to afflict and humiliate men. They are sunken in their carelessness and filled with darkness, not knowing how to seek relief or to attain the light. This, however, is justly their lot, since they fail in the reverence of fear which they ought to have. Besides this, the Most High and the Queen gave me many other instructions in order to make clear to me their will in regard to this work. It seemed to me temerity and want of charity toward myself to reject the instruction which she had promised me for narrating the course of her most holy life. It seemed equally improper to put off the writing of it, since the Most High had intimated this as the fitting and opportune time, saying to me in this regard, I lost my place. My daughter, when I sent my only begotten, the world, with the exception of the few souls that served me, was in worse condition than it ever had been since its beginning, for human nature is so imperfect that if it does not subject itself to the interior guidance of my light and to the fulfillment of the precepts of my ministers by sacrificing its own judgment and following me, who am the way, the truth, and the life, John 14:6, and by carefully observing my commandments, in order not to lose my friendship, it will presently fall into the abyss of darkness and innumerable miseries until it arrives at obstinacy and sin. From the creation and sin of the first man until I gave the law to Moses, men governed themselves according to their own inclinations and fell into many errors and sins. Romans 8:13. After having received the law, they again committed sin by not obeying it. John 7:19. And thus they lived on, separating themselves more and more from truth and light, and arriving at the state of complete forgetfulness. In fatherly love I sent them eternal salvation and a remedy for the incurable infirmities of human nature, thus justifying my cause. And just as I then chose the opportune time for the greater manifestations of my mercy, so I now select this time for showing toward them another very great favor. For now the hour has come and the opportune time to let men know the just cause of my anger, and they are now justly charged and convicted of their guilt. Now I will make manifest my indignation and exercise my justice and equity. I will show how well justified is my cause, in order that this may come to pass more speedily, and because it is now time that my mercy show itself more openly, and because my love must not be idle, I will offer to them an opportune remedy, if they will but make use of it, for returning again to my favor. Now at this hour, when the world has arrived at so unfortunate a pass, and when through the word has become incarnate, mortals are more careless of their weal and seek it less. When the day of their transitory life passes swiftly at the setting of the sun of time, when the night of eternity is approaching closer and closer for the wicked, and the day without night is being born for the just, when the majority of mortals are seeking deeper and deeper into the darkness of their ignorance and guilt, oppressing the just and mocking the children of God, when my holy and divine law is despised in the management of the iniquitous affairs of state, which are as hostile as they are contrary to my providence, when the wicked least deserve my mercy, in these predestined times, I wish to open a portal for the just ones through which they can find access to my mercy. I wish to give them a light by which they can dispel the gloom that envelops the eyes of their minds. I wish to furnish them a suitable remedy for restoring them to my grace. Happy they who find it, and blessed they who shall appreciate its value. Rich they who shall come upon this treasure, and blessed and very wise those who shall search into it, and shall understand its marvels and hidden mysteries. I desire to make known to mortals how much intercession of her is worth, who brought restoration of life by giving mortal existence to the immortal God. As recompense, I desire that they look upon the wonders wrought by my mighty arm in that pure creature as upon a mirror by which they can estimate their own ingratitude. I wish to make known to them much of that which, according to my high judgment, is still hidden concerning the Mother of the Word. 10. I have not revealed these mysteries in the primitive church because they are so great that the faithful would have been lost in the contemplation and admiration of them at a time when it was more necessary to establish firmly the law of grace and of the gospel. Although all mysteries of religion are in perfect harmony with each other, Yet human ignorance might have suffered recoil and doubt at their magnitude when faith in the incarnation and redemption and the precepts of the new law of the gospel were yet in their beginnings. On this same account, the persons of the incarnate Word said to his disciples at the Last Supper, "Many things have I to say to you, but you are not yet disposed to receive them." John 6:12. These words he addressed to all the world, for it was not yet capable of giving full obedience to the law of grace and full assent to the faith in the Son, much less was it prepared to be introduced into the mysteries of his mother. But now mankind has greater need for this manifestation, and this necessity urges me to disregard their evil disposition. And if men would now seek to please me by reverencing, believing, and studying the wonders which are intimately connected with this mother of piety, and if they would all begin to solicit her intercession from their whole heart, the world would find some relief. I will not longer withhold from men this mystical city of refuge, describe and delineate it to them, as far as thy shortcomings allow. I do not intend that thy descriptions and declarations of the life of the Blessed Virgin shall be mere opinions or contemplations, but reliable truth. They that have ears to hear, let them hear. Let those who thirst come to the living waters and leave the dried out cisterns. Let those that are seeking for the light follow it to the end. Thus speaks the Lord God Almighty. These are the words of the Most High on the occasion before mentioned. Obedient to the authority which commands me, I will in the following chapter describe the manner in which I receive my information and enlightenment, and how I see the Lord. Thus, complying with his orders, I will explain once for all the illuminations and the favors which are vouchsafed to me for this work, and to which I will refer in the sequel of this history.